Hello everyone, welcome to Electric Circuit Lab Experiment 2. In the first part, we are going to construct the circuit as in figure 2.1. To do this, I need to set the voltages. Let me first check voltage values. We need two power supply in this experiment. One of them is 10 volts. The other one must be 20 volts. Okay. Now I am going to connect power supply. The ground will be common. So I'm going to connect both ground at the same point. Now I'm going to apply 20 volts to R1 and 10 volts to R2. Okay. Actually, this is multimeter's probe. Let me change this. Now it's ready. First, we need to measure resistor values, but I already did it. So I write down here R1 is 1.17 kilo ohm, R2 is 2.17 kilo ohm, R3 is 3.21 kilo ohm. There are some calculation before measurement, but it's your job. So in part C, I only measure the three voltages on resistors. So I set the multimeter and I'm going to read the voltages. But in this experiment, I need to consider the potential difference as shown in figure. So I must put the red cable here. Then I must connect the COM ports here. So I read a positive voltage 6.65. The polarity is important in this experiment. Then I'm going to measure V2. V2 is shown Then I'm reading a negative voltage 3.26. It means the current is not in the direction as in the figure, but it's your responsibility reverse it and calculate in that way. So I'm just measure. Then I need to measure V3. It is shown the positive side must be here, negative part must be here. So it's 13.36 volts. So we measured our voltages. This is the end of this part. We will continue with the second part. I constructed the circuit as in figure 2.2. Now we still have two different voltage sources. We have a common ground, and we connected to 10 volts to some resistors and 20 volts to other resistor. I use the same resistors as before. I write down the part A directly. In part C, we need to measure three different voltages from three different resistors. But again, we need to consider the polarity as in shown in figure 2.2. So for V1, I need to read voltage from V1, but I need to connect the positive side close to power source, and negative side must be at the other terminal. So I read 7.59 volts. So we can understand the polarity shown in figure 2.2 is correct. Then I'm going to read V2. So positive side must be away from the common ground, then negative side must be at the common ground. Then I read 12.44 volts. Then I read V3. V3 is shown the negative probe. The COM port must be at this terminal, and the positive one must be here. Okay, now I'm reading 2.33 volts. Okay, this is the end of the second part. We will continue with part 3. I constructed the circuit as in figure 2.3. The voltage value only we have to measure will be VA. But first, as in the A part, the resistance values for R1 is 1.17 kilo ohms, R2 3.21 kilo ohms, R3 0.99 kilo ohms, and R4 2.17 kilo ohms. Again, I have a common ground here, so I'm going to measure VA as in part D. So I need to connect the COM port to the common ground. Here the VA point is here. So I read 5.76 volts. This is the end of the third part. Okay, we will continue with part 4. We need to construct the figure 2.4. Let me show you closer. As you can see, R1 and R2 are in series, and R3 and R4 are series. R5 in the middle is between them. So I need to apply 20 volts. So I'm going to set the voltage 20. Let me check first the power supply. Okay, it's 20. I'm connecting the power supply. Okay. I'm going to check the connection. It seems okay. Now, in part A, we need to measure the resistance. Let me tell you, R1 is 3.21 kilo ohm, R2 is 2.17 kilo ohm, R3 is 3.17 kilo ohms, R4 is 1.17 kilo ohms, R5 is 2.10 kilo ohms. So in part C, we need to measure V5. So in the figure, the positive terminal showed as here, so I must connect the positive terminal here. Let me set the range, and the negative one must be the other terminal. Okay, now I read minus 1.37 volts. So polarity of the voltage must be reversed. This is the end of the experiment. Thank you for listening.